Kait Parker. Okay, I'm here with Reynolds Wolf. We've got Dr. Greg Postel, and we've got a lot on our platter.
We certainly do. And I got to tell you, before you guys even come to us and you just hear Kait's voice, a lot of times we are all staring at the monitor because we're seeing some of this video for the very first time.
Yeah.
We're blown away by it.
Yeah, that looked like that tornado was spinning anticyclonically, clockwise fashion.
Did it? I'd like to see that video again. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at it.
We'll have to take a look at that. It's not that uncommon, but they normally spin the other way. Anyway, kind of cool.
Let's try to spin this. Your big picture forecast is pretty interesting around the country. Kait, where do we start with this one?
We're starting with those storms, right?
Yeah, let's have a look at those storms. That's right, Reynolds. What we're going to do is look at these storms moving through the upper Midwest now.
Wow.
But that's just the beginning. I think we'll see another round develop later on today in many of these same areas, especially even farther to the east across the upper Midwest, Ohio and Indiana.
Let's go way down south.
Let's
How
go.
about the Baja Peninsula? You know, you see a hurricane like this, Hurricane Blanca, this close to an area that was struck by Odile just 9 months ago. It makes you very nervous. It's wedding season. People are going on their honeymoons in Cabo. Will they be impacted? We're going to break down that full forecast.
What's interesting is the big impact we're seeing in parts of the Pacific Northwest isn't the tropics, but rather the heat. We got a lot of it. 10 to 15 to 30 degrees above average. 5 record highs actually in jeopardy with this warm up.
Over 105 in spots.
I know.
Oh, happening right now because we do have this line that's developed from La Crosse on down south, crossing over to Illinois now. And this is where we're going to see a lot of lightning. You may have the dogs in bed with you, the kids in bed with you, people that anyone who is not a fan of thunderstorms. You have a lot of thunder and lightning south of Dubuque and to Davenport right now. Gusts up to 21 miles an hour, 25 in Muscatine. So here's the thing. This line looks pretty ominous whenever you're looking at it on radar, but it doesn't necessarily pack a punch of winds that are going to be damaging. It's just going to rustle your feathers a little bit this morning. We've got into Sterling, 5:56 a.m. That's when you can expect to see that. Dixon, 6:09 a.m. Rockford, 6:29 a.m. That's the timing of this rain. It is this huge shield of rain, actually, that extends all the way to the UP. And it's going to continue to track across the lake out of Wisconsin later on today. But then this afternoon, Dr. Postel, we have the risk of severe weather returning. So it's not necessarily the severe risk this morning, right? We do have that chance, but it's more this afternoon we're focused on?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. We'll see the storm threat sort of stretch out east-west across parts of the plains and upper Midwest later on today. Primary has
Use satellite, but there are other ways and other methods we get information, and Kait's got more on that.
Oh, yes, I do. Take a look at this. A dropson. Now, these buddies, hard to get your hands on, but we have some special connections with a couple of the people that work here. So we were able to get our hands on a dropson. You might be saying, what is a dropson? But over the last decade, this has been the tool that has led to a significant improvement in forecasting the paths and landfalls of storms. Now, it is still very hard to forecast the intensity of a hurricane, but these things are dropped out of WC-130Js. Those are our hurricane hunters, and they throw, and our P3s, our other hurricane hunters, because we have two different ones, our NOAA hunters. They're 16 inches long. They're about 2.75 inches in diameter here. And what's inside this tube is all kinds of tools. We have instruments that measure the pressure, the humidity. We've got a GPS inside here that tracks where this goes so we can see what exactly are the winds, what are the speeds, what's the direction, and it gives us a much better idea all the way down to the surface of the ocean, because our hurricane hunters obviously can't fly that low, of just exactly what's going on in the atmosphere. Now, the fall speed is about 25, 35 miles an hour. 4 minutes from about 10,000 feet is how much you get, and hundreds of these are dropped. How it happens is they kind of do a cross section. So they'll drop these as they go across. They'll turn back out. It's kind of like a figure 4 shape that they do, where they cross section the hurricane, come back out, come back around, and then go back through. And we get a really nice cross section of what's happening and how this is applicable today, this morning, and with every storm during hurricane season is that when they fly to this, like they did yesterday, the hurricane hunters get information that they cannot gather from satellites here. So very important information there. Okay, so that's what we've got going on with hurricanes. We're going to continue to watch that for you. Obviously, still a lot of recovery going on there. Take a look at this. Really disorganized this morning. We lost that nice symmetric shape, and we're about to lose the eye on Hurricane Blanca. You can see how all the convection here, all those higher cloud tops, all out here on the west side. Not an indication of a strong or even well-formed storm. So we're going to see this kind of start to weaken here pretty quickly. Still 110-mile-an-hour estimated winds. Those likely due to satellite estimates there. Still a hurricane watch for Cabo San Lucas, but more prevalent, we'll see tropical